Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And Chag Sameach. This is an incredible time to be at Temple Bethel because we're in between these two wonderful pillars of Shabbat, a day of rest, Shavuot, a day of Torah, a day of commandedness, a day of sacred obligation. And Melvin and I are very happy to be here. We're going to do a song, and then your amazing rabbis will guide us into Shavuot, and then hopefully, if we don't scare you away with the opening song, we'll get to do a few more. When Rabbi Nichols sent around an outline, she said, maybe y'all would do a song at the beginning to kind of introduce yourselves. And we said, that sounds great. She said, maybe a song like Hine Matov. By a show of hands, if you've ever sung a Hine Matov. This is good. Okay, my people. But Melvin and I are committed to doing as much or all original material as we can. And it turns out we didn't have a Hine Matov. So this Hine Matov was written for you all and really written in honor of Rabbi Nichols, simply by her virtue for asking the question. And so when we sing it, hopefully many times over and over again, assuming it doesn't totally flop, if you'll have it, we'll think of you. And there's going to be some sing-along opportunities, not too many. So if you like to sing along, I encourage you to take those opportunities when they come your way.
It's a simple thing for sure, a thing so good and pure, to be together. Y'all want to try that with us? It's a simple thing for sure, a thing so good and pure, to be together. It's a blessing that we need.
Sorry.
So let's gather now in peace to be together.
I have another guitar.
It's a blessing that we need.
Now we really need you to sing because I got to bust the guitar.
Now in peace to be together.
Hine Matov.
Hine Matov. How good it is. Thank you so much.
Y'all are sweet. That's the first round of applause we've ever received. All right.
Change good times.
Thank you. So, God, see, I should just say no words and leave them, and we'll be good to go for the night. This is going to be a beautiful, beautiful evening. So, Shabbat Shalom. We can still say, wonderful. Welcome to all of you joining with us in person To those of you who are joining us on live stream, a special welcome to our guests, Rabbi Micah Lapidus, the composer in residence for the Temple in Atlanta, and Melvin Myles, a faith leader of the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. We are so grateful to have you and your musical gifts with us tonight to help us remember what it is that we take on when we take on Torah. I was listening to them rehearse a little bit before, and I came in to this evening. You all know me, so I'll tell you regardless of whether I'm supposed to. I am exhausted. And I came into this night so tired. And I walked into the building and I could hear you already practicing, and I could feel my heart open a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And I think my hope for all of us is that tonight gets to be a heart-opening, heart-lifting experience. Tonight we celebrate Shavuot. Tonight we celebrate the gift of Torah and all that it holds. Tonight we stand together at Sinai. Together we will receive the 10 Commandments again. Together we will recommit to the values that Torah teaches and the rules it invites us to grapple with. Tonight we remember that we are all created B'Tselem Elohim in the image of God. We remember that we are not to stand idly by or to place a stumbling block before the blind. We remember to keep Shabbat, to honor our parents, to be honest and just, and to treat all people like the godly creations we all are. Tonight, together, we remember that we are holy. In a few minutes, we will literally stand together, bring Torah from the ark, and listen as Rabbi Nichols chants the words of the 10 Commandments. And then we will study Torah together in perhaps a different modality than usual with these two fine gentlemen. But before we ascend the mountain, we must transition from Shabbat into Shavuot. And so we begin with words of Havdalah, noting a shift in those words. So you'll note that we are 2 blessings instead of 3. There will be no spices. We don't need to wake ourselves up from anything when we move from holiness to holiness. And rather than moving from Kodesh L'Hol, we will move from Kodesh L'Kodesh, from one holy moment in time straight into another. And if you want to join with us for the worship moments of our time together, there are prayer books underneath your seats. We haven't used them in a while, but you're welcome to them. We're on page 612, and that's where you'll find anything tonight. We don't have any slides, so if you want to follow along, 612 to get us started.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen borei peri hagafen yadai yadadadai yadai yadadadai yadai yadai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei meorei ha'esh borei meorei ha'esh yadai yadadadai yadai yadadadai yadai yadai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavdil ben kodesh lekodesh hamavdil ben kodesh lekodesh. Eli, Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hakilati, Bimhera v'yamenu, Yavo Eleinu, Imashiach ben David, Imashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hakilati.
We continue on page 384, blessing, welcoming in the festival with candle lighting as well. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, vitzivanu lahadlik ner shel yom tov.
Amen.
And we continue with the words of Shehechianu, a blessing allowing us to celebrate that we have arrived in this moment in time. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'hiyanu lazman hazeh.
Now that it is officially Shavuot, Chag Sameach, we can really focus on the idea of Shavuot, goodbye Kindall, as going up Mount Sinai. Each time we celebrate Shavuot, we go up Sinai to receive the Torah again. And we each get to make that decision each year to receive Torah. We're going to take the Torah out and hear those 10 commandments, and the experience of the Torah service, really every time that we do it, is meant to recreate that experience of Sinai, that we go up the bima and open the ark, and we get that Torah out. Each time is meant to feel like we are Moses receiving the Torah just like the first time. So we invite you to join us in taking the Torah out by turning to page 494. Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai v'ein kemasecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim umemshaltecha b'chol dor v'hador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed Adonai ozemo yitein Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, udevar Adonai miYerushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael, b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlu Adonai iti, Uneromema Shemo Yachdav. Lecha Adonai Hagidula v'Hagivura v'Hatiferet v'Hanesach v'Hahod Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz Ki chol b'shamayim u'va'aretz Lecha Adonai hamamlacha v'yamid na'aseh lechol erosh.
We remain standing for the chanting of the Ten Commandments. You can find the blessing before reading of Torah on page 498, and we will offer that blessing all together.
And we remain standing because the Israelites stood around the boundary that had been put down around Mount Sinai. They stood waiting to receive Torah, so we too stand to receive Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai hamvarach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Anochi Adonai Elohecha asher hotzeiticha me'eretz Mitzrayim mibeit avadim lo yihye lecha Elohim acherim al panai lo ta'aseh lecha tasel v'chol temunah asher b'shamayim mimal va'asher ba'aretz mitachat va'asher b'mayim mitachat la'aretz lo tishachaveh lahem v'lo ta'ovdem ki anochi Adonai Elohecha Elkanah poked avon avot al banim al shaleshim ve'al rebeim lesonai ve'osei chesed la'alafim lo havai ulshomerei mitzvotai lo tisa et shem Adonai Elohecha lashav ki lo yinakeh Adonai et asher yisa et shemo lashav zachor et yom hashabbat lekadesho sheshet yamim tavod v'asita chol melachtecha ve'yom hashvi shabbat l'Adonai Elohecha lo ta'aseh chol melacha ata uvincha uvitecha avdecha v'matecha uvhemtecha v'gerecha asher bisharecha Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz et hayam ve'et kol asher bam vayanach beyom hashvi'i al kein berach Adonai et yom hashabat vaykadshehu kabed et avicha ve'et imecha leman yarichun yamecha al hadamah asher Adonai Elohecha noten lach lo tirtzach lo tinaf lo tignov lo ta'neh v'reacha eid shaker lo tachmod beit reacha lo tachmod eshet reacha ve'avado ve'amato v'shoro v'chamoro v'chol asher l'reacha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Yashar koach. I want to say a word before Rabbi Nichols moves from the massive task of chanting the Ten Commandments to the massive task of lifting the Torah, which I want to say hasn't happened in our congregation since before the pandemic. So you are all witnessing a particular moment at Sinai.
We couldn't skip it because you say, like, this is the Torah that God gave to Moses, so like it has to
It's really part of
Shavuot.
it. It's like really the moment in which it happens. But I also want to note that there's two ways that piece of Torah can be chanted. And when you're chanting publicly, it's actually different and more complicated. And so what Rabbi Nichols did was even more than you might know otherwise.
It's more fun.
It is more fun if you are a Torah nerd like we are. All right. Woo!
V'zot
HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yad Moshe.
Eitz Chaim hi l'machazikim bach v'tomheha me'ushar teracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu kekedem. You may be seated. We found one paragraph that felt like the perfect transition to hand it over to you. So I read this piece from our prayer book about Shavuot. Sinai was only the beginning. The Torah has never ceased to grow. In every age, it has been purified and enlarged. It has a permanent core and expanding periphery. It expands as the horizon of our vision grows. We invite you to come and help us see our vision of what the Torah has taught us and what we can do with the lessons of Torah today.
Thank you so much. Hi again. Try not to break too many more strings this evening. Any guitar players here? You know what? Yeah. It's a miracle I was able to shake. I had to shake your hands and everything, but it worked out. All right. So, just a moment. Again, we're very happy to be here. I'll let you in on a little secret. We may sound and look professional, hopefully, but this is the first time Melvin and I have ever had a chance to be live and in person with folks outside of our hometown. So we're very happy to be here and appreciate. Thank you. Appreciate the soft landing. And Rabbi Nichols, I think you're right that this is Torah. Torah to me, it's all there. Messages of peace, justice, really strong critiques of the way that society tends to operate, words of comfort, moments of beauty, beautiful poetry. It's all there. And so I think Melvin would say it's fair to say that we're inspired by Scripture.
Absolutely.
By faith.
Absolutely.
I think it's fair. I got to make sure I get this right. So this song's called To the Mountaintop. And we'll put out some questions and try to generate some conversation along the way. But this one, let's just enjoy this song and get to know Melvin a little bit. And hope you like it. Just want to make sure I didn't mess up my signal there. We still good? Cool.
I will go
up to the mountaintop. Go up to the mountaintop. Up to the mountaintop I'll go. Won't you join me on the mountaintop? Join me on the mountaintop. Join me on the mountaintop. Let's go. Yeah. I will go up to the mountaintop. Up to the mountaintop. Up to the mountaintop I'll go. Clap your hands. I'll go up to the mountaintop. Up to the mountaintop. Up to the mountaintop. Let's go. Will you come with me? Will you come with me? Yeah, to the mountaintop. To the mountaintop. Come on, let's go. Will you come with me? Yeah, to the mountaintop. Come on, let's go. Stand up on the mountaintop, 2 feet on the mountaintop. Stand up on the mountaintop, I know. Stand up on the mountaintop, 2 feet on the mountaintop. Stand up on the mountaintop, I know. Will you come with me? Yeah, to the mountaintop, to the mountaintop. Come on, let's go. Will you come with me? Yeah, to the mountaintop, to the mountaintop. Come on, let's go. Look out from the mountaintop, see clear from the mountaintop. Look out from the mountaintop, I know. From the mountaintop and praise from the mountaintop. Let's go. Will you come with me? Yeah, to the mountaintop. To the mountaintop. Come on, let's go. Will you come with me? Yeah, to the mountaintop. To the mountaintop. Come on, let's go.
That's out of tune. Keep going, baby.
Will you come with me? Will you come with me? Come on, let's go. Will you come with me?
I'll fix that after the song. I'm sorry, Melvin.
Will you come with me? Will you come with me? Come on, let's go.
Just listen to him. Hold on, did it kill me? So it could be a little better.
Will you come with me? Will you come with me to the mountain top? Come on, let's go. Will you come with me? Will you come with me to the mountain top? Come on, let's go. Will you come with me? Will you come with me to the mountain top? Come on, let's go. Will you come with me? Yeah, will you come with me? Will you come with me? Come on, let's go. Will you come with me? Yeah, to the mountain top. To the mountain top. Come on, let's go. Will you come with me? Yeah, to the mountain top. To the mountain top. Come on, let's go. Mountain top. Come on, let's go. To the mountain top. Come on, let's go. Mountain top. Come on, let's go.
No tech. How come your voice never goes out of tune?
Oh, it
That's
does.
okay. Hold on. This is gonna be, someone in here has perfect pitch. It's not me, but whoever they are, this is for you. Then I'm gonna do this one more time. Tune this thing up. Y'all are long suffering. Say something about the next song, Melvin.
Okay, so the next song we're going to do this evening is I was not silent. So this song, we actually recorded this song 2 years ago after the George Floyd murder, and it was so much darkness in our country, really. And Micah sent me these lyrics, and it reached me so deeply. The lyrics is biblical. What was the scripture it came from?
Book of Job.
Yeah, Job.
Job says, I was not silenced by the darkness.
Yeah, and this song reached me so deeply, and it was so potent, and it spoke to me, and I hope that it speaks to you all as well as we relay the message.
And even though you haven't heard it, we're going to ask you to speak to it. Can you tell us some things that you think there's just too much silence around in our society right now? It's an open-ended question. I promise whatever you say, we're going to make it sound amazing. Where is there too much silence?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Absolute gun violence. We can definitely lift that one up. What else? It's a big one. Yep. A lot of things happening behind closed doors. Very broken criminal justice system. Yeah.
Yes.
Hatred. Yeah. That's another song.
We got another song about that. Hope y'all enjoy. I was not silenced by the darkness. I was not frightened by the storm. I wasn't broken by the violence. I found freedom in the form. I was not swept up by the madness. I was not sunken by the stone. I was not crushed beneath the weight. I was not abandoned and left alone. Oh no, I will not be silent. Oh no, 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 I will not be silent. I was not thrown off by the talent or deflated by the task. I was not weary from the hour. I was not the first, I'm not the last. I was not swept beneath the wave or paralyzed with fear. I was not deafened by the noise, and I was not afraid to hear. Not afraid. Oh, I was not afraid to hear. I will not bend before the tyrant. I will not bow before the king. I will not be silenced by the darkness. I will not weep when I can sing. Oh, no, no, I will not be silent. No, 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 I will not be silent. I will not be silent. Thank you so much.
Put the page. So, Rabbi Klass asked me, does any of y'all's music speak to anything that's going on in the world today? And, the answer was yes, hopefully. I think we write songs kind of knowing that folks like us are going to be in constant need of reminders about, our power, our agency, the things we can control in this world. And the movement needs music And whatever the movement is, every movement needs music. Even the bad movements need music. So we just got to make sure the music for the good movements is better than the, than the music for the bad movements. But, I think that song, because it's scriptural, because it's Torah, I think it's got some timeless themes. And we've taken to calling this the suite of songs, the Silence Suite, because that song is called I Will Not Be Silenced, and this song is called Violence in the Silence.
Silence in the closing of our eyes. There's violence in the silence, in the shock and the surprise. There's violence in the silence of the voices that we shun. There's violence in the silence, in the killing of our son. There is violence in the silence of the privileged and the saved. There's violence in the silence of the ones who say behave. Yes, there is violence in the silence of the pulpit that condones. There's violence in the silence of the mouth that's full of stone. Who say obey. There's violence in the silence of the ones who say just pray. Yes, there is violence in the silence, in the heavy price we pay. There's violence in the silence that says we'll be okay. So let's raise our voice, sound the alarm, stand together, arm in arm. Let's raise our voice and raise it now, and cry aloud. Yes, there is violence in the silence. Violence in the silence. Violence in the silence.
Thank you. Y'all are so kind. We really appreciate your generous attention. I realize that the likelihood of anybody, including us, knowing what we were in for this evening is very, very low. Because we are unknown, and I've never been in this Temple Bethel. I have to say I felt a wonderful feeling when I walked in here. Rabbi Class reported her blood pressure, or her heart opening. I said a little differently. I said my blood pressure dropped when I encountered this building. No offense, particularly when empty. I mean, my goodness, it's just so peaceful. But hopefully this is within the realm of what you're receptive to. So we appreciate it. And I will say, in a world of constant distraction, that we've had your generous attention, even for this long, is not something that we take for granted. And we promise to try to honor the fact that you're with us. And we hope that we're able to have a conversation together. Is it deer? Sweet. Awesome. I've definitely learned to break for animals. And you want to show those puppy pics? No, we're good? Okay. And, we're here, we're trying to make friends. We're trying to find folks who have a similar kind of point of view and a different point of view. We call ourselves Music for People of Conscience. And so we are not interested in politics. We're interested in conscience. We're interested in the part of us that we can't see but that we know is there, the part of us that weeps for the world, the part of us that delights in the deer passing by, the part of us that could be sitting on the couch tonight but is instead here, which is not a small thing. As a Reform rabbi, I'm very aware of the high-profile status of Shavuot in Reform Jewish tradition, which is a tragedy. So hopefully, at the very least, we can connect conscience to conscience and just find that place where we all sort of know what's right and good and true in this world, and scratch our heads together a little bit, figuring out why it feels like at times we're so far away from that, and take a step or two closer. Okay. This is a song that has never been performed before, and we wrote it over Shabbat dinner one night. Melvin came over. We did a Zoom Shabbat. This is far superior to a Zoom Shabbat, at least from our perspective. And then after, we said, hey, let me show you these words. And we put them together. Oh, we're starting slow, right?
Yeah. You can break my body. You can break my bones. You can break my body, but you never break my soul. But you never break my soul.
Come at me.
You can come at me with your anger. You can come at me with your rage. You can come at me with your hatred, but I'll never lose my way. You can break my body. You can break my bones. You can break my body, but you'll never break my soul. You'll never break my soul. You can come at me with your ignorance. You can come at me with your lies.
You're still here. We appreciate that. One thing I wanted to say, but I'm trying not to say too much because I'm a rabbi and also because we want to let the music speak for itself. But when I think about the journey of the Israelites, I think of Egypt, I think of the wilderness, Sinai, I think of the Promised Land. And the way Torah tells that story, it's linear, right? We start in Egypt. Well, actually, it's not. It's circular. We start in the Promised Land. Oh, that's not either. We start in wherever Abraham's from. And then we get to the Promised Land. Then we're hungry. There's no food. It's not so promised, right? We go down to Egypt. Anyway, the part of the journey that I'm thinking about is Egypt, wilderness, Sinai, wilderness, Promised Land. Linear. But I think in a spiritual sense, at least in my own life experience, all three or all four of those places exist at once. I'm at Sinai right now. I'm in Egypt right now. I'm in the Promised Land right now. And Lord knows I'm in the wilderness right now. So that was kind of the thought process behind the quote-unquote set list, is that maybe as we went through these songs, you would decide, hey, that's a Promised Land song. Hey, that's a Sinai song. Hey, that's a Egypt song. And maybe we'd learn a little something about kind of how we read text and how we interpret music in the process. And maybe afterwards you come and say, hey, what was that song? I can't remember. You did so many songs. They all sounded the same, but that was an Egypt song. That was a Sinai song. That was a Promised Land song. So long way of saying that this song is the end of the Passover Seder for many of us, next year in Jerusalem. Melvin and I had a chance to participate in Atlanta American Jewish Committee Unity Seder with all different faith people and civic people, and it was a happening. And we wrote this song for that occasion. We wanted something that everyone could sing and that we could close with, and that we could do a 60-second version of or a 5-minute version of, depending on how long everyone else talked. So this is where we landed. And then when we were doing it, the song has two parts, and Melvin really likes the second part. And so I learned that to follow Melvin. That's not going to work. I got to fix that now. I'm sorry, guys. I've never tuned this guitar so much in my life.
Next year, oh, next year, in Jerusalem. Next year, in Jerusalem.
That's part one.
Next year, oh, next year, in Jerusalem. Next year, in Jerusalem.
If you're paying attention, you know what part comes next. Part
Next
two.
Year, oh, next year, in Jerusalem. Next year, in Jerusalem. Next year, oh, next year, in Jerusalem. Next year, in Jerusalem. Next year, oh, next year, in Jerusalem. Next year, in Jerusalem. Next year, oh, next year, in Jerusalem. Next year, in Jerusalem.
Happy Passover, everyone. Does that make sense? Was that too philosophical to Southern California, the thing about the Promised Land and Egypt and Sinai all existing at once? That's true. But I grew up in LA. I grew up in the Valley. Was that Southern California? Did that make sense? Does that resonate with that? Okay, good. I'm glad I don't need to be what's the word? Restrained. That's not the word, but it's the only word I can think of right now. What's it? Say something about this one. I'm sorry, guys. This is not customary.
I'll tell y'all what, this one is a good one. This is a favorite of mine. It's called Less Than Nothing. And it has a lot to do. He actually asked me to talk on the wrong song. But
You got it.
because I have a lot of thoughts about what's going on in today. But this song has a lot to do with what's going on now, what's going on in our country right now with the gun violence that you talked about. Nobody is doing anything about it.
I say one thing that is far less inspiring than what you're saying. I want to mention this since it's Shavuot. The first phrase of this song, it says, they saw the voices. Yeah. And that's scripture. That's in the Ten Commandments. It says, at Mount Sinai, there was synesthesia, right? They were seeing sounds, and they were all our senses were confused. And so there's a phrase, ro'im et hakolot. They saw the voices. And so probably wouldn't know it otherwise if I hadn't told you that. But since it's Shavuot, I guess this is technically a Shavuot song. That's right.
Saw the voices of the people in the crowd. They saw the voices of the children, of the mothers crying loud. They did nothing, less than nothing, absolutely nothing. They saw the voices of the lost, the forgotten, overlooked. They saw the voices of the faces desperation overtook. They did nothing, less than nothing, absolutely nothing. They saw the spirit of the people, of the truth that set us free. They saw the power of the wisdom of the righteous, of the plea, and they did nothing, absolutely nothing. Words that ring untrue, statements that fall flat, platitudes proclaim, pockets lined with fat. They did nothing, less than nothing. Oh, they did absolutely nothing. They saw the spirit of the people, of the truth that set us free. They saw the power of the wisdom of the righteous, of the plea, and they still did nothing, absolutely nothing. Words that ring untrue, statements that fall flat, platitudes proclaim, pockets lined with fat, and they did nothing, less than nothing. They did nothing, absolutely nothing. But we can do something. Oh, yes, we can. Let's do something. We gotta have each other. We can't make it without each other. We can do something.
All right. train has left the station, so we're all aboard now. And I don't know why I said that, but I guess actually it was prophetic. This next song has a train image in it. So this is part of Melvin and Myles' origin story. So I'm the composer in residence at the Temple. Anybody ever been to the Temple? It's like Temple Bethel, but just not as nice. Okay, so y'all been there. And Melvin's down at Ebenezer singing in the choir. And you should see what happens when Melvin sings at church. You think y'all are showing some love. Anyhow, the two synagogues, the two faith communities are close. And every Martin Luther King, we celebrate that closeness with an interfaith worship service. And a number of years ago, I said, I want to write songs for that. And someone who didn't know better said, hey, let's make it happen. And so it did. And the first time I heard Melvin sing was a song of mine. It was this song. And I thought, I'm going to find out more about him. Took a couple years because I'm stupid, but eventually I figured it out, and so that's this song. Inspired by Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, who marched with Dr. King, said he felt like his legs were praying. Praying with our legs, I think, evokes other imagery, so it's called praying with our feet.
Step by step, mile by mile, we're not there yet, it's gonna take a while. Block by block, street by street, the path of justice is not complete. Hill by hill, through the veil, though the shadows fall, light will prevail. Through pain and tears, through rain and snow, to the mountain top we go.
Thank you so much. Wouldn't you want to get to know him as well? If you heard him sing one of your songs like that, I think it's a very reasonable instinct that I had there. And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my brilliance of wanting to get to know you. And you're still with us, and we feel that, and we appreciate that, and we don't take that for granted. So thank you. All except for one of you. Just kidding. So Melvin and I, a lot of these songs, we're in a very open place, and so we're writing songs constantly. A few of these are deeper in the catalog, a little bit older, and sweet to us for that reason. It's this one, Swim, 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 is one that we had a chance to record. So I don't want to forget. We will give you all, just because we realize that we're going back to Atlanta soon. Can you find we'll give you all just a QR code at YouTube, Spotify, wherever you want to listen to music, and just that way you can hear that. The recorded versions of a couple of these songs are really special, and I have some awesome folks from Ebenezer, Mariah Carey's music director. I mean, very, very strange things for a Jewish boy So the song's called Swim, Swim, Swim. I think I think the message is resilience, but I could be wrong. Oh, it's a sing-along.
Yes.
Yeah. So I heard you all singing while I was changing that guitar string, and there was a wall between us, and I could feel the power of your voices. So don't act like you can't sing.
When you catch on to it, sing with us. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. Swim, swim, swim.
That's the main sing-along part. It'll come back.
If the sun don't shine well, the sky won't fall. Where the wicked rule, may we break their thrall. Where the oceans rage, may we heed the call. Swim, swim, swim. When the walls go up, we've gotta tear them down. If the crops don't grow, we've gotta water the ground. When the flood waters rise, if you don't wanna drown, you gotta swim, swim, swim.
If the waters don't part.
If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. Swim, swim, swim.
Somebody back there said, hey, do that again, because they were enjoying singing.
Let's do it. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim. Yeah, if the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. Swim, swim, swim. They say the darkest hour brings the dawn. They say the righteous take refuge in the song. They say the path to the sea is steep and long. So swim, swim, swim. Those who worship power do an idol make. There are those who give, there are those who take. In the desert sun, the bricks gonna break while we swim. A heart of stone just gonna weigh you down. Evil words making evil sound. The winds of hate will run your ship aground. So you gotta swim, swim, swim. Yeah, come on and sing. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. Yeah, if the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. Swim, swim, swim.
It's going to be a little Hebrew right here. If you know what prayer it comes from, I got a gift for you. I don't know what it is, but I got a gift for you. Rabbis don't get to play. Hey, you get to play too, fine.
Letakeno lambemachut shada. Letakeno lambemachut shada. Behold the glory of God with our own two eyes while we swim, swim, swim. gotta swim, swim, swim. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. If the waters don't part, we gotta swim, swim, swim. Swim, swim, swim.
Anybody? The Hebrew? You got it? You can clap one. Give yourselves a round of applause. Y'all sang a song that you didn't even know existed 3 minutes ago. How's that? Anybody know where that Hebrew comes from? It's a good one. I feel bad. I just asked a question and then stumped the entire congregation. Comes from the Aleinu prayer. Let a tikkun olam, letaken olam, b'malchut Shaddai. And so, I don't know why that Hebrew felt right there, but it felt right there, didn't it? Yeah. Maybe it's because it was Melvin singing. Who said hatred earlier? Think of this gentleman here. Yeah, trying to steal our thunder by... The song's for you. You know, this is a great one because this chorus, hatred never ends by hatred, but through love alone is healed. Was it Moses? Was it Jesus? Was it Buddha? Was it Gandhi? Was it King? Was it Rosa Parks? Yeah. It was all of them, right? It's like everybody knows this. So let's be reminded of that.
Hatred never ends by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and eternal law. Hatred never ends by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and eternal law. And so we walk in our faith and let our love rise like the day. And so we show that we are strong, and we let our love write our song. Oh, hatred never ends by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and eternal law. Hatred never ends by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and eternal law. And so we heed that sacred call and break the yoke that binds us all. And so we vow to carry on. We'll greet the day with inner strong. Hatred never ends by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and eternal law. Hatred never ends by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and eternal law. And so we rise from bended knee in the truth that sets us free. Those who worship high with shame and pain inside, may they be blinded by the truth and the lie. Oh, hatred never ends by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and eternal law. Hatred never ends by hatred, but by love alone is healed. This is the ancient and eternal law. And so we know that the time is near when nobody shall live in fear, and then no nation shall lift up sword, nor study war anymore. And then no nation shall lift up sword, nor study war no more.
got a few more minutes, so we're going to just keep on rolling if that's cool. And we never performed that one either, so we're very happy to have a chance to share it. It's such a beautiful space. Let's see. You want to do this one? All right. We're very proud of Atlanta, and for so many reasons, traffic not being one of them. Even though Atlanta is a city that wishes it was Charlotte, we all know that. But Congressman John Lewis is a source of pride for us, and even in his passing, his legacy continues to inspire us. So this song is called Good Trouble. Congressman Lewis caused a lot of good trouble, about as much as we could reasonably expect from any one human being, and he left us a legacy of good trouble. We all met him. I mean, everyone in Atlanta's met Congressman Lewis, and he's such a gracious, kind person, and it was an honor that he heard this song, that he said it was awesome, and tried to get it into the biopic, but didn't happen. It's called Good Trouble.
Good trouble, coming down the line. Good trouble, ease your worried mind. Good trouble, calling out to you, and I don't mind if I do. A little good trouble, like John Lewis said. Good trouble, that prophetic voice inside your head. Good trouble, like John B. and me, that whole non-violent thing. If your soul is weary and you feel alone, and if your heart is heavy, keep the weight of a stone. If you witness evil that you can't deny, if you can't be silent and you won't stand by, yeah, do a little good trouble. Us and them, me and you, good trouble. Christian, Muslim, Jew, and Hindu, good trouble. What's that noise in my ear? It's that bell of justice ringing clear, and it's singing good trouble. Won't take no compromise. Good trouble. Keep your eyes on the prize. Good trouble. We're gonna clean up this mess. May the hands that do the work be blessed. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and if your belly burns with the justice fire, with your heart to guide you and your vision clear, the dawn will break, a new day is here. Oh, it's here. Good trouble. The art of justice is known. Good trouble. All the while the people growing strong. Good trouble. Let your conscience not dread. Don't mean no disrespect. I don't mean no disrespect. I don't mean no disrespect.
That was good, but do it one more time. So they really, I don't
I don't mean no disrespect, just a little good trouble.
Oh, Melvin, you're a great muse. What a wonderful muse. You're so good to me. All right, it's such a blessing to know you and make music with you, and it's a blessing for us to be here. Sometimes we play with the band, and it's almost as fun as this. It's just a lot louder and more people, but you know what? It's great, and this is one that we usually do with the band, but we wrote this one together, Psalm 121, and yeah, that's about it.
I lift my
Ebenezer, Melvin.
The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by the night. And I'm coming and I'm going. Don't you know that we're gonna be alright? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a song where I usually break a string. That's the song where the string usually breaks, but didn't happen that time. All right, time to be selective. Let's see what we got left. Let's see what we're going to do. All right, hold on. Ignore us. Oh, boy.
Wait, while you're thinking, I'm going to ask a question. So, Sinai, wilderness, Egypt, those are our choices?
And
What's the other one?
Sinai, Promised Land.
Promised Land. Sinai, wilderness, Egypt, Promised Land. Which song was that? What would you say? Okay, I got Promised Land. I got Sinai. Somebody give me a reason. Why Sinai? Why Promised Land? Okay, so Sinai, the mountain's right there. Okay, Sinai, duh. Okay, fine, whatever, fine. Be literal, okay. Sometimes the simplest answer is the right answer, sure. So that's Sinai, Promised Land. Who said Promised Land? Give me a reason for Promised Land. So tell me why Promised Land for you.
I don't know, when I'm playing it, I feel like I'm in the Promised Land. Yeah. It's a present moment sort of song. I was thinking, you can sing in a second. I was thinking as you were playing, as you were singing, I was like, where am I in this moment? And it felt like I could have been in all places. Mm-hmm. Because even in Egypt, that's the music that gets you toward the wilderness, that gets you toward Sinai, that gets, it made me want to know. So thank you for sharing. Yeah. I think we should, I'll give us all an invitation at the Oneg to talk intentionally with one another. We would love your feedback. We'd love to know what you heard, what you experienced, what you thought, what you felt, what you hated, all that sort of stuff. So anybody who wants to, skip the small talk and connect conscience to conscience, we would love to do that over cheesecake soon. Yes, absolutely. Anybody who wants to stay here all night until Natalie kicks us out, we'll do all the songs that we're skipping over right now. The song's called I Believe. Jews like to talk about, we're people of deed, right, over creed. I learned that as a young child. Jews are all about deed and not creed. And at the same time, there is a tradition within Judaism called Ani Ma'amin, to take a moment and say, what the heck do I believe? And so we got two versions of this song. One of them tells you kind of some of the things that we believe in, but it's a little too hard to sing along. And this one is, some things I think we could all agree on. So just a couple verses. Each verse repeats. It's meant to be a sing-along. And the only thing that's different is the second time we sing a verse, instead of saying, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, we say, I believe, do you believe, I believe, let's all believe. So, and there are a couple key changes in there too, just to see who's going to be in High Holiday Choir this year.
I believe that peace will come. I believe that peace will come. I believe that peace will come, and we will see the day. I believe, oh, I believe, I believe, I do believe.
You got it?
I believe that peace will come. I believe that peace will come. I believe that peace will come, and we will see the day. I believe. Do you believe? I believe. Let's all believe.
Housekeeping announcement, freedom will come. Key change.
I believe that freedom will come. I believe that freedom will come. I believe that freedom will come, and we will see the day. I believe, oh, I believe, I believe, I do believe. I believe that freedom will come. I believe that freedom will come. I believe that freedom will come, and we will see the day. I believe.
Do you believe?
Do you believe? I believe. Let's all believe.
Justice, key change.
I believe that justice will come. I believe that justice will come. I believe that justice will come. We will see the day. I believe. Oh, I believe. I believe. Yes, I do believe.
Last call.
I believe that justice will come. I believe that justice will come. I believe that justice will come, and we will see the day. I believe. Do you believe? I believe. Let's all believe. Let's all believe. I believe. Let's all believe. I believe. Let's all believe.
Thanks. Hopefully coming to a campfire near you. Wouldn't it be nice to do this outside on a beautiful fall evening with the deer coming along and singing harmony, and the squirrels and Rapunzel and all that. So we will do two more. I would say that we will end 3 minutes after 8:30. As we like to try to have an on-time arrival. They're a little bit more reflective pieces, but we kind of want to end with these because we believe in their messages. The song's called Better Angels, and this is a hymn for our country. This is an attempt to frame our challenges and opportunities and our legacies in a spiritual context. We're not the first to speak of better angels. President Biden referencing President Lincoln in his most recent inaugural address. So I wrote this song on Inauguration Day when I heard President Biden reference the Better Angels, had a chance to record it that night and release it the following day. And then Melvin got a hold of it and it turned into this.
Let our better angels spread their wings as the human heart she sings and sings sweet melodies her music brings where love flows there to hope springs. Better angels guide our hearts where love flows, our healing starts. But each of us must play our part. Let our better angels guide our hearts. Better angels guide our hearts. rise. Awakening, we realize. Let our better angels light our eyes. Better angels bless our hands. Tomorrow's dream today